Who's ready to get more done in less time? Okay, so going into 2016, I was having a really hard time getting things done. I had a ton going on. In January alone, we launched Social Pro. In fact, the card's closed now. In January of 2016, I launched a second project. I launched a new podcast, in addition to all of the content I already create, including this show and the Hit the Mic podcast. So there was a lot happening in January. But honesty, real talk, behind the curtain, I was not getting a lot done. I had a ton to do, but I just felt like I wasn't keeping up at the rate I needed to be keeping up. I felt like I was losing time. And that's because over the course of my 5-week holiday break between Thanksgiving and New Year's, I kind of let go of all my really good time habits. A little bit. So I was inspired by getting back on track towards the end of January to share this stuff with you, because I'm thinking maybe now that we're coming up on the end of February, you're feeling the same way. Maybe you're looking at your Q1 goals and you're like, hey, guess what? End of February, there's only a month left and I'm nowhere close to this. Here's the thing. You're not alone, because it's really hard to build and stick to good time habits. But there are some things we can do to course correct really, really quickly. Number one is something I resisted for such a long time. And still, even when I know I need to do it again, I still resist it, even though I know it's so powerful. And that's tracking my time. Literally knowing what I'm doing online at any point in time. So how often am I ending up in BuzzFeed quizzes instead of Facebook groups? How often am I, watching something on Netflix instead of doing, writing content? Whatever it is for you that kind of tends to steer you to the left. So tracking your time, and that forces you to be really honest. So you have to track it and then look at it. And it really tells you like, okay, so that maybe wasn't my most productive Monday I've ever had. You're not alone, okay? You're not alone. So track your time, be really honest with yourself, look at hard numbers, the facts don't lie, and then make some adjustments. So in 2014, 2015, I started doing 15 minutes of work and then a 10-minute break, because I have to get up from this desk and walk around. It has to happen. But I had stopped doing that towards the end of 2015. I was just rocking out chunks. I would just work on this task, walk around. It had kind of become ingrained in me on a self-timer. But when I got back in the office, it was broken. So we did that again. I actually used my watch and I set the timer. So resets the timer technically. And we do 15 minutes on and 10 minutes off. And without that, I end up going forever from task to task. And what's funny is I actually get more done in that 50-minute chunk of time because I'm focused. I know I'm working on exactly what I'm working on. I'm not opening up 6 other tabs, because sometimes it wasn't even that I was getting distracted by something completely unproductive, but I would think of something else I needed to do in my head. And so I would open a tab and I would start doing that. And so by 2-3 hours later, I'd have 6 tabs open for 4 different tasks and none of it was done. And more importantly, I was having to go back and fix things because my multitasker brain was getting things wrong. And so I really encourage you, 1 task per time chunk. Sometimes I'll do more than 1 task. If I have little tasks, like I'm doing some social media engagement, I'll jump around to different social media tasks. Or if I've got a quick podcast to record, I'll do that, and then I'll do something else with the last 10 minutes of my chunk. But for the most part, especially big projects, like writing copy or doing guest posts, that 15-minute chunk, that is that time. And then in another 15-minute chunk, I'll go in and edit or something like that. So that really forced me to get things done. Third, I got really clear about what had to happen that day. So I have 3 to 5 things that have to happen that day. And guess what? I started actually getting them done, because instead of going, I have all of these things that have to happen in the next 2 weeks, I was only paying attention what had to happen that day. Using Asana, looking at that day's stuff, and moving forward. Being really honest about what your priorities are with yourself is key to making sure that those priorities actually happen. And again, as I'm thinking of random things that pop into my mind that I have to get done, instead of jumping in and doing those, I'm making a note or I'm popping them into Asana so I have them as a task later, instead of thinking, oh, I have to do that right now. Because awesome procrastination technique, working on something else because you have tricked yourself into being productive, but you're actually not being productive. See, I'm a pro procrastinator, absolutely. But that is how I've gotten back into good habits, back into getting things done. And you know what? I'm back to my normal size work days. I'm back to feeling really not drained and feeling really good about what I've gotten done because I had clear goals, clear timelines, and clear action steps throughout my day. Now, I really encourage you, if you're feeling super off track, to start implementing some of these things because when you feel really off track, it's really hard to get back on track because you're so focused on the fact that you're all over the place that you're not getting better. So start taking small steps, even if it's just like installing something like Rescue Time to track your time. Whatever it is, do that today and start making small steps back to good productivity tips. All right? All right. I will see you next Sunday. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and comment. Share this with a friend if you have a friend who's going through this. I often find that if I'm going through it, someone else is too. And so that's why I share here. So if you were drawn to this, likely someone in your circle needs it as well. So go ahead and share it. Other than that, I would love to hear from you in the Hit the Mic VIP community. Come in there and share your favorite ways to get back on track when you have gone a little askew. I'll see you guys next Sunday. Thanks for watching.